2008, I went to Alaska for 12 days and 12 nights. We started at Denver International Airport and went to Juneau, Alaska. From there, we went to Denali National Park, as you can see in this picture. We stayed there for about 8 days and 4 other days in various locations. The first day we were there, we climbed this mountain. As you can see, it's very rugged and very hard to climb. To get there, we had to cross this barren landscape. When we got to the mountain, we tracked bears in the wild and found prints and followed them. We had to cut through this dense forest and go across this river to find them. It was very hard to cross this river because most people fell in, as poor Sean did in this picture. While I was there, we had very many experiences and a lot of great times together. This is one of my friends sleeping in a tent. Now, in the summer, the sun shines 24/7, so you can imagine trying to sleep in sunlight all the time. It was very hard. This is us after 5 days. We're pretty tired. This is a picture taken from the top of a mountain. On that mountain, we found bears, and we followed them and cataloged them and studied them for about 3 hours. This is coming down the mountain from those bears. I look happy as ever in this picture, can't you tell? Now, the one thing I took away from this trip is that the environment is very important, and we have to understand it and realize that it needs taking care of. This was just one example of the majesticity of this great land. We had to fend for ourselves, find our own water, find our own food, co-interact with each other, and get along with each other. Sometimes we didn't get along very well. But through it all, we got to love each other and care for each other. This is 10 hours after hiking. Now, on the way back to our campsite on the 8th day, we found these bears. We followed them to our campsite. They're rummaging around and doing what bears do best. This wolf was actually in our campsite, and we took pictures of him, and he's looking as cute as ever. Now, this little guy is Peanut. He was a rambunctious chipmunk, and we fed him every morning we got up. This is entering the last days of our trip. We hadn't bathed in 10 days, and that looked so good to bathe in. But instead, we just played in some snow. Now, this is a picture at 12 o'clock at night. We stayed up for 24 hours sometimes. It was very hard to fall asleep. On the last day of our trip, we went to this old abandoned World War II bunker. This was my favorite part of the trip because it was just so old, so cool, and I'm a history buff. Now in this next picture, you can see how dark it is inside. There was no light at all. And one of my friends even got scared. But I took away that camaraderie and integrity, and helping your fellow man can go a long way in the wild and in life. This is my trip to Alaska. Thank you.